Hello, Tom Kosnick, founding partner of the Visus Group, here with my State of the Economy, State of the Staffing Industry for 2021. Our President's Roundtable asked me to put together a presentation every year on the economy and the staffing industry. I see so many staffing companies tied into so many things. So we've got a lot of good news for you. So I'm going to jump right into this presentation with the state of the economy. The Congressional Budget Office is predicting a 4.2 GDP growth. Why do we look at a GDP growth in the staffing industry? It is the most important figure for us to look at. And the reason why it is the most directly correlated figure, economic figure, to the growth of the staffing industry. So this is the most important number for us to be looking at when we're doing strategic planning. 4.2 growth is very strong growth. During the Obama years, we were growing at about 2% a year. So imagine twice of what we experienced in this year, 21, twice what we experienced in the Obama years. Very, very strong growth. Kiplinger's put out a report. They're predicting a 5.3. They predicted a 5.3 because they anticipated an additional stimulus package from the federal government, which we know a little bit about. The Wall Street Journal had interviewed 68 economists. The numbers line up from these 68 economists to what we just saw: 4.3% growth, GDP growth, 5.2 with some additional stimulus money, and half of these economists said that substantial job boost. So good news for the staffing industry. Let's see, this is fresh off the press. March 11th, Congress passes virus relief bill. So 5.2 GDP growth. My friends, the wheels will be coming off the bus because the economy will be growing more than twice the rate that it did during the Obama years in 2021. So get ready for that growth. One factor that could potentially hamper the growth, and that is getting the vaccine out. So this slide we picked up a couple of months ago. I don't know, could be a little bit less accurate, but some of the economists are saying, hey, we're not getting the vaccine out fast enough. But some of the news we've been saying is like the end of May, sometime in June, that we're going to get most of the United States population vaccinated. So if you're not vaccinated, go get vaccinated. Knock on the door, make the phone calls. You will help the economy open up and recover. My friends over at ITR Economics, they have some products that specifically for the staffing industry. I follow them. They are 97.5% accurate. So can't complain with an economist who claims that kind of track record. Their leading indicator, the ITR leading indicator, this is made up of 10 United States leading indicators. We see some very strong numbers here, growth from for 2021. Anytime we're up over that zero mark, it's a good sign. So the ITR leading indicator says that it's going to be a good year for growth. This is the amount of capital that capacity that we are producing. We see this number again, an increase here. As the economy comes back, we're going to see this number continue to rise to this side over here, to where we were pre-pandemic. How long that's going to take, we don't know, but we're going to see some good movement in terms of the what we're producing on a month-to-month basis. And this is even a more important statistic for us to look at, and that is the Purchasing Managers Index. So this is our new orders that are being placed by manufacturing purchasing managers. Check this number out, 27 point increase here. So this is fantastic. This all is pointing good signs in terms of economic growth for the staffing industry. Specific to employment, this is a very interesting slide here. The ITR folks are saying that it's not going to be until the end of 2023 to when we get back to those pre-pandemic employment rates. So exactly, I don't know enough about why they're saying the end of 2023, but it's going to take time to get people back to work. 2021, another year and a half or so, year and 9 months. What that says for us is recruiting is going to be our number one issue. Not only our number one issue, but all the clients that we serve in the staffing industry. On to some trends and things that I'm seeing in the staffing industry. Our friends over at Staffing Industry Analysts, if you're not a member, think about becoming a member. They've got tons of great products, tons of great research. They're a great organization to the staffing industry. This slide, fantastic. Okay, every time we go through a recession, we add another $20 billion or so of top line revenue in the staffing industry. 150 billion, of course, the COVID recession here. So staffing industry is predicting a nice, good, strong year for 2021, about $15 billion net ad growth. This is a great slide here. Look at all the sectors in the staffing industry are showing very positive growth. Don't be put off by this 30%. Of course, education got slaughtered in COVID. And it's a very, very small sector of the industry, so 30%. But look at some of these numbers. I mean, industrial makes up 25% of the staffing revenue, 15% growth. I don't know if I've ever seen 15% growth in industrial staffing, but engineering, the technical, marketing and creative, 15%, IT, 7%, very strong numbers. All good news for us in the staffing industry. We finished the year strong. December over November, we had very strong growth numbers. So we finished out 2020. Most of my clients are doing extremely well. Everybody I talk to, I hear the same message where our recruiters are painting the walls of their cubicles and with open job orders. Our job order is full. So all good news. I'm not a big fan of tracking unemployment rate. There are too many variables in here to really make this a terribly valid or meaningful number for us. But you can see we do track it. We still look at it. We see it dropped. It's somewhere around 6.2. I think recently I read some things where it's dropped a little bit lower. So as the economy comes back, we're going to continue to see this drop. The question for us in the staffing industry is how rapidly will it drop? A more important number for us to be looking at is this participation rate. So you can see here, we've got 2% of the workforce. That's probably about 4 million people. Now, if you're on the professional side of the house, counting finance, IT, technical, creative, we're basically at a fully deployed workforce. Most of these jobs here are in hospitality, lower end manufacturing, and of course with that stimulus, that extra $300 or $400 a week, basically for most states it comes out to about anybody making less than $42,000 a year it's more lucrative for them to stay on the couch than it is to take a job. So we've got to figure out how to get this 2% back to work. So that's going to be part of our challenge in 2021. So speaking 2021, what should we be focused on? What are the key things? If you don't know Staffing Tech and Maurice Fuller, he has a top 10 technologies that are affecting the staffing industry. I'm not going to talk about all 10 of these, but the two, mobile first. This is driven by the candidates. Candidates want to be communicated on their mobile phone. They want to be communicated via text messages. They want to receive their jobs through text messages. They want to receive their feedback, their input via text message and mobile. Everybody wants that's the way. So you probably know that text messages are more effective than emails, and emails are more effective than phone calls. You wonder why old guys like me still make phone calls. Anyway, so mobile. The digital marketing is another huge piece, and that's digital ad marketing for candidates, advertising to candidates using AI in your campaign, programmatic in your ad advertisement. On the client side, what are you doing with LinkedIn and blogging and email communication, whatnot? So these two, my good friend Mike Whitmer, CIO of RFG, $16 billion in revenue. I asked Mike, came and presented at our president's roundtable, and I asked him what are the top 3 things every staffing company needs to focus. So he helped me wean that list from Maurice of 10 down to 3: digital marketing, mobile, robotic process automation. 3 things that you should be considering, that every staffing company should be trying to figure out how to be better, smarter, faster at in 2021. The other thing to be thinking about is remote work. We've seen a lot of offices being closed. Offices are slowly starting to come back. Surprisingly, a lot of staffing companies do not have a remote work policy in place. So our advice, get a remote work policy in place, communicate it to your employees, figure out how you're going to bring people back or when you're going to bring them back. This is really this whole COVID experience that we've had. Gyms are closed, restaurants are closed, bars are closed, sporting events are closed. When the economy does come back and all that stuff opens back up, it's going to be much more difficult for people to stay focused working at home. And speaking about staying focused, a report from that we found from HBR, the persona of somebody who succeeds working from home, just check this out, a lot of self-discipline, the ability to stay focused, great time management, organized, structured, can work without supervision, spend most of the day alone. Every time I see this slide and think about it, I don't know a sales rep or recruiter in the industry that fits this persona. So these are, as the economy opens up and restaurants, bars, sporting events, all that other good stuff, will people be able to remain effective working from home, remote? There's some other research that we've seen in this area that says, good luck. So another research article from HBR, guide on working from home. If you're going, the pundits that I've been listening to, reading, they're basically saying that we're going to settle into an 80-20 rule, 80% in the office, 20% remote. So figure out what it is for your business and how it's going to work, and roll it out to your employees, because it is going to be a big thing. So wrapping up here, in terms of the economy, state of the economy, unlike the Great Recession, the economic foundation of the United States is very strong. We just saw that the government passed another 1.9 trillion. I'm telling you, 5.3% GDP growth, the wheels are going to be coming off. So we are going to see quarter over quarter growth. Lending rates are going to remain low. This is the year to get aggressive with your business. If you're thinking about acquisitions, do an acquisition. If you're thinking about a new ATS, get a new ATS. If you're thinking about other investments in your business, opening up offices, this is a year to do it. So it's going to be a really great year, 2021. The biggest factor that's going to hold us back is supply. And so speaking about supply on the staffing side, our number one thing to be focusing on: better, faster, smarter, using AI, using digital marketing, using mobile, recruiting. And internally, your staff. Are they the best, the fastest? Do you know the profile that best works in your environment and in your culture? Get really smart. What is your internal staffing plan? How fast can you ramp it up? How fast can you ramp people up? Get that down now, because that's on the service side of it. The remote work policy, I'd be very cautious about. I've got clients they're like, hey, we're closing our office. We're going 100% remote for the rest of our lives. Not a prudent thought, but to think through the remote thing. It's going to be a big part of the business. And hey, this is the year to invest in your business. Get aggressive. It's going to be a great year, and it's going to be a great 2022, and it's going to be a great 2023. So don't invest for just this year. Invest thinking 2-3 years out in advance. So that's briefly this presentation. Typically has a lot more information in it, 45 minutes to an hour in length. When I do it with my President's Roundtable, we kind of try to shave it down to 15 minutes for LinkedIn. Visus Group Organizational Development. Whether you're 3 million in revenue or 3 billion in revenue. We got clients all along that chain. We help entrepreneurs reach their dreams. Here's our contact information below. Great to have you with us here watching this video. So if you liked it, if it was helpful, if this video was helpful, you liked it, please click the link below. And thank you for watching. I wish you the best in 2021.